Hi everyone, and welcome to Cooking with Cricket. Today my daughter suggested that we make some homemade broccoli and cheddar soup. This is one of our favorites, so I've got it all setting out, kind of just to show off my new little bowls with the lids. So let me go over real quick what we're going to need. We have right here, now I had potatoes in mine. None of us really likes carrots except Ricky, and so we have one large grated carrot that I put in my food processor on the little shredding blade. And then I have around 3 small potatoes that I also shredded and washed and keep them sitting in cold water until I'm ready to use them, and then we'll drain them. We have this is a whole head of broccoli and then a half a head of broccoli that we chopped up real small. We even have the stems in here that we diced up because we don't want real big pieces of broccoli in our soup. If you know me, I like everything chopped up real small, but if you want bigger pieces, then slice it bigger, but you may have to cook it longer. So I have 4 cups of chicken broth, and right here I have a large clove of garlic that I finely minced. You can see that, yep. 1 large onion that I finely minced. Half a cup of flour. 1 stick of butter. Right here I have just a half a teaspoon of kosher salt because we're going to be adding a lot of cheese, and cheese is salty. And really this right here is to your taste. I have 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And then right here my daughter grated this cheese up. It is 3 8-ounce blocks of cheese. And I'm sorry that the sun's shining in. That we might buy the blocks and grate it because it melts better. And that's how we do it. And because when you buy shredded cheese in the packs, it like has sometimes they put like pulp in it, like that powdery stuff that you see on it to keep it from sticking. And then we have a quart of half and half. So let me get some of this moved to get my pan out, and we'll get started. In my large pan, we're going to take the 1 stick of butter, which is a half a cup, and I have mine over medium heat. And we're going to melt this butter really quick. Okay, now that the butter's almost melted, my daughter's going to add our onion. So now we're going to kind of stir this around and cook that for a couple of minutes till the onions become translucent. It won't take mine long because I finally minced mine. So I'll bring you back. Okay, now Nikki's going to add our minced chopped garlic. I'm going to stir that for about 30 seconds. Or not stir it, I mean cook it. Okay, now we can go ahead and add in our seasonings. And give that a good stir. Okay, now I'm going to add our grated carrot and potatoes. Now if you don't want to add potatoes, add the carrots, all 4 carrots. This will cook down a lot. We're going to stir this occasionally and cook these down about 5 to 8 minutes. Toss them up real good in there. And then I'll bring you back. Okay, I don't know if you can tell how much this is cooked down, and especially if you're using these grated potatoes, you want to keep it stirred so it doesn't stick. So anyway, we're going to add our half a cup of flour and stir that in real good and cook that for about a minute or 2 so it doesn't taste like glue when we're eating it. Now I use all-purpose flour when I'm cooking because I save myself rising flour for my biscuits. Go ahead and stir that all in there, Nikki, at one time. I'm going to let her get that stirred in. Let it cook for about a minute, and then I'll bring you back. Now we're going to add our chicken broth. And we're going to give this a good stir. And this will also get up what's stuck on the bottom. So we're going to give this a good stir and let this come up to the simmer. And then we'll bring you back. Alright, we're simmering, so Nikki's going to give this a good stir. And we did keep it stirred. when we was bringing it up to the simmer. And then we're going to add our broccoli. Okay, give it a good stir. And we're going to let this cook for about 15 minutes. And then we'll bring you back. Now, if yours right here, this is really thick. And as it cooks, it's going to get thicker. We don't want it like thick, thick, thick. So we're going to go ahead and add another can of chicken broth to it. Or you can add some water. Just be careful with the chicken broth because we already have 4 cups in there. The cheese is going to be salty and everything like that. So my daughter insists, see, I would just add some water. She wants to add a little bit of chicken broth and a little bit of water. So it's really up to you. Because when we add the cheese, it's really going to thicken up too. So, and you do want to keep it stirred. And all that potato that we've added is really thickening it up too. So I grated 3 small ones. The next time I make this, I'm going to grate just 2. So anyway, I'll bring you back in about 15 minutes. And you do want to keep this, give it a good stir about every minute. Okay, and really right here, you're just cooking the broccoli till it's like you're done this because this is fresh broccoli. I didn't get frozen broccoli because most of the frozen that I buy around here is just stem. So, and also, besides the potatoes, this is kind of a copycat version of Panera. Is it Panera Bread Company?
Panera Bread.
That's where my daughter likes to eat at. But we're close where she works because we don't have one around here. Alright, so it has been 15 minutes. Nikki just tasted it. We're going to cook it for just a couple of more minutes. I still want mine to have a little bit of crunch, but not just real crunchy. So again, this is to how you like it. So, and keep it stirred so it doesn't stick, and we'll bring you back. Okay, now we're going to stir in our quart of half and half. Now we're just going to bring this up to a simmer. Once it comes to a simmer, we're going to turn off the heat to stir in our cheese. While we're waiting on this to come to the simmer, this does make a lot of soup. You can freeze it. Just put it in a freezer-safe container, and it'll keep for a couple of months. And this is good. Like I say, I don't know if I told y'all, you know, my daughter was in nursing school and stuff. Well, she is now up to a PCT. And she works at one of the leading children's hospitals here in our major city. So she works long, hard shifts. And so we can put small containers of this in the freezer, and then she can just take it to eat when she goes to work, warming up there. And again, like I said, this is almost like a copycat of Panera, except we add potato. They just add carrots. So we don't like carrots that much, but we did want to add some. So anyway, we'll bring you back. Alright, we are up to the simmer. Nikki's going to give it a stir. Alright, let's see if it quits simmering. Nope, it's still simmering, so we're going to cut off the heat and start adding our cheese in a few handfuls. We're going to add it in a few handfuls at a time. Give it a stir. We're not going to stir it till it's all the way melted. Do a few handfuls at a time. Give it a stir, a good stir. And then a couple of more. Give it a good stir. Like that until all the cheese is in and it's all melted. And then we'll bring you back when everything gets fully melted. All the cheese is melted. And it's ready to fix us up a bowl, and we'll give it a try for you. Okay, my daughter and I are going to try it.
That's so good.
This is really good.
That's better than Panera.
That's saying something right there, ain't it? This is really, really good. I like the addition of potatoes in it. But like I say, it's grated up real fine, so it really kind of cooks away a lot. Again, you can freeze this soup up for a couple of months. I'm having it with some crusty rolls. And so thanks for stopping by and watching. If you like this recipe, please give me a thumbs up, comment, because I love to hear from you. And until my next video, I hope you enjoy. Bye, y'all. Be careful of the salt and all that you add, because remember the chicken broth and the cheese and all that has added salt in it. So you might want to wait till you try it at the end to see if you need any more. Bye, y'all.